Can you help? Can you help me? Can you help? Self-Helpless! Can you help? Can you help me? Can you help? Self-Helpless! Can you help? Can you help me? Can you help? Self-Helpless!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Self-Helpless. I'm Kelsey Cook.
I'm Delaney Fisher.
And I'm Taylor Tomlinson.
And today we're bringing you guys our live episode from Sketchfest in San Francisco.
Oh, yes. It was a good time.
It was so
really
much fun. It was my
It was really
favorite
fun.
live show that we've ever done for Self-Helpless.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was like,
Suck it, LA. No, I'm kidding.
LA can be some weird energy sometimes.
Yeah.
It was a really fun. Our guest was amazing.
Ahamed
He
Weinberg.
was so funny.
He
and he had
killed
so
it.
much shit to talk about. Like
Yeah.
real good, juicy stuff.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
So
His Colbert set is really funny.
Yeah, he's been on Colbert. He's been on Late Night with Seth Meyers. Super funny comic. He and I were headlining the Punchline in San Francisco together the night before, and he just killed it. It was great, and then ended up having like all of these self-help type of things to discuss. So we got most heavily into transcendental meditation, which he is doing right now, and it was
Yes.
fascinating.
We did not know anything
to
about
talk
it.
about it with him. Yeah.
The logistics of TM. Had no clue.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
a lot.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
And he talked about being Jewish and Muslim. He's
Yeah.
a tall, white ginger.
Yeah.
It was really good stuff. He's also vegan. We didn't really talk about him being vegan, but he is also, I just get excited anytime I meet another vegan.
Just gotta get it in
Yeah, and we missed you so much, Tay.
Oh,
Tay
thank
was
you.
super sick.
To give you an idea, it's Wednesday now after the live
That
show
was on
Saturday, and
Saturday.
I am still sick. So thank you to the few helpsters that came out to the San Jose shows Saturday night. I am sorry that I was in a rough spot. I feel like the Saturday late show was definitely rougher. I remember the early show being like, this is going all right. And then the late show, I was like, we're losing steam real quick. So thank you very much to you guys who came out. You were lovely, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I woke up that morning and it was just, you guys heard the voice memo, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
I could not make it happen and also do my shows that night. So thank you for understanding, and it was very fun to see all the posts and stuff and the shirts you made. And
Oh my God,
God,
two
so cool.
of the sweetest
They were
girls there
lovely.
made their own Self-Helpless shirts that were incredible. You guys
So
made us
cool.
gifts. OG Hannah
OJ
made
Hannah
us.
came out. Oh my God, Cheryl was hilarious.
Cheryl.
Cheryl brought her husband. I
Oh, we love meeting you listeners so much because it's so weird. We like record the podcast in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just the three of us in a room in LA, and then it goes out all over the world, and it's so cool to get to actually meet you guys in person who are listening. It's the greatest.
Dude, the jokes and callbacks that our audience
they
were
were
making,
killing.
they were on fire. They were hilarious.
Our listeners are legit super funny.
Like, I
Yeah.
really hope the audio picks up their callbacks because it was so good. I'm like, you guys should really start writing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were so good. And yeah, you were very much missed.
I can't wait to listen to
yeah,
that.
it was a really good time meeting everybody. I had a really
What was the
really
best
nice
callback?
time. There were so many.
So
it was
many.
like constant
Really?
callbacks.
Yeah.
They were doing a great job. Like, well, we don't even need to be here. Like,
Yeah.
you guys go.
That's amazing.
It was,
And there's a Q&A towards the end where we just kind of open it up to questions
Mm-hmm.
about anything and everything, whether it's about the show or personal stuff or whatever. And
yeah.
it was a lovely group.
I love that.
Yeah, it
They
was
were
really
awesome.
cool.
Ahamed is the first person I went to Sun Cafe with.
No shit.
Yeah. Remember I
Look
told you I was
at
like, I
that.
finally went. It was with Ahamed.
Oh my God, I love Sun Cafe. I could do the whole episode on Sun Cafe.
So good.
He's so nice. Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoy this live episode. And I'm going to be headlining Tacoma Comedy Club February 13th through the 15th. That's Valentine's weekend. It's going to be great. I cannot wait to meet you guys. I know we've got a lot of Pacific Northwest helpsters. And then I'm headlining Skyline Comedy Club in Appleton, Wisconsin, March 5th through the 7th. Go Bananas in Cincinnati, March 19th through the 22nd. And then Grand Rapids at Dr. Grint's Comedy Club, April 9th through 11th. So go to kelseycook.com for tickets and more tour dates. Oh, Spokane Comedy Club, May 7th through 9th as well. My hometown. I'm so excited.
When does this come out?
This is coming out either February 3rd or February 10th.
Okay, cool. If it's the 3rd, then I am at the Spokane Comedy Club.
Hey,
Hey-o.
hometown, go see Taylor, please.
What up? Listen to Kelsey. February 6th through 8th. And then I am at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank the 14th and 15th. Happy Valentine's Day. I am doing the Wheeler Opera House February 21st in Aspen for the Aspen Comedy Festival, Colorado. I am at Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club in Las Vegas the 27th through March 1st. And then I think I'll be able to say this by the time. I don't know if I can say it because I don't know when this comes out. And then I'm at Hilarities in Cleveland March 5th through 7th.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. And if it's February, my Thriving Artist course is out this month. I promise it's out in February. I've made a commitment. So yeah, check out DelaneyFisher.com or follow me on Instagram at DelaneyFisher, and there's more information about it there for the month of February. I'm so excited.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. Enjoy this episode, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, thank you guys so much for coming out.
Yeah,
This is
we're
kind of
very
weird, like 1
excited.
p.m. on a Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love when he's like, get you guys crunk. I'm like, you guys gonna black out right now?
Daydreaming
Shit.
is the best. You guys, I'm hungover. San Francisco is fun, and I'm hungover. I just want to make that clear that I am struggling a bit right
Delaney
now.
really like suckled on San Francisco's teat last night. You drank all its juices.
Lots of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, man. Well,
You want to do it? Should we
Should
get
we
our
get
guest?
into it?
So we have a special guest for you guys today. He's amazing. You might know him from Colbert, from Seth Meyers. Please put your hands together for Ahamed Weinberg. Yay! Woo, woo, woo. What a walk on, man.
Thank you so much, everybody. Keep it going for me.
look at this. This coffee? Tea?
Coffee, khakis.
Oh, look at it.
You're dressed
Killing it.
like a 70-year-old who lives in Maine. Like you got a very Fisherman's Wharf
Thank you.
type of.
My
vibe.
grandfather is a 70-year-old who lives in Maine. Well,
Okay.
he's older than that, but he was once 70.
That is true.
Keep
That
the
is-
tradition alive. I like
And
it.
he's a Buddhist.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a Zen. He went Jew to Boo.
Wow. Jubu.
He went Jew to Boo.
The new FUBU.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain to the crowd and our listeners your background, like with your name and how just unusual
Sure.
of a melting pot you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, where should I start? Ahamed. I'll start there. I'm white also, if you're listening, so that should be said.
Yeah.
And
This is a very visual episode,
I
unfortunately.
really fuck people up. People are confused all day, and I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Because my parents converted. So my dad was Jewish, became a Muslim. Silence. One zipper opening, just like
You hear that?
she's like, I'm gonna
individually?
go now. Actually.
Dipped out in the back. I'm just kidding.
And my mom was raised Irish Catholic and became Muslim, so that's why I'm a ginger and a Jew
Yeah.
and a Muslim.
And a
my
Muslim.
dad's a Zen Buddhist. I know, it's too much.
Yeah.
What do you
It's-
identify with the most?
I identify with Islam the most because I was raised Muslim, so it was
Okay.
yeah. Like because I went on birthright, like I did some Jew stuff.
Sure.
I went to bar mitzvahs. I feel very Jewish. Like I think my body is Jewish
Okay.
and my brain is Jewish, but I was raised Muslim. I was like when I see a mosque and when I go to a mosque, I'm like, oh, this is how I feel comfortable.
Okay.
there.
And you thought I was Jewish yesterday once you found out more about me, just because I have kind of a speak to the manager sort of vibe
Yeah.
about me.
All the allergies and
All the
things?
allergies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very
the
sensitive person.
allergies.
I just had coins
A
with me
lot of
last
coins.
She took like
I wasn't gonna say that part. I was like, that's an offensive part of
she
this.
took like
but-
15 supplements this morning. I saw her. We had flaxseed crackers in the green room. Yeah,
a lot
there's
of
a lot
Jewish
going
vibes
on.
with me, and I'm not, but I mean,
You were raised Christian.
huh?
How were you raised?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
White trash. Whatever that is. No actual
Christian.
religion. Sure.
I'm
I
sorry.
guess.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So Christian, yeah.
Oh, off to a good start with this.
Yeah.
What were you raised?
Well, Irish Catholic, actually on one side, Christian on the other.
Ah.
So I'm agnostic now. You know, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But I was a religious studies major in college, so I studied all this.
All my
the
stuff.
things that you're doing, I studied you. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I know a lot about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little creepy.
We can skip the interview. Good night.
Been watching.
Good day, actually.
Yeah.
Day.
So, do you have a least favorite or favorite quote you would like to
right.
share for our quotable?
I can't wait.
Do you
to
guys
see
have
what you
quotables?
picked.
You guys want to share some quotables?
Looks like there's some quotables on these shirts right now, perhaps.
Do people bring quotes to this?
Are these self-helpless shirts?
What does that say?
Oh my God! Hold everything.
I'll read hers.
Okay.
So it says, I'm a type A, anxious, workaholic, perfectionist artist, tribe-seeking, exercising, meditating, sex-having, therapy-going, Libra, badass book reader with a skin routine. I am self-helpless.
Oh, I just came. Oh my God. Do you see this?
That's incredible.
Holy shit. You guys.
Only I'm an Aries, so.
Fuck yeah, bitch! I'm gonna cry. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Those shirts are fantastic.
What's the
Wow.
story? Is that something that you guys say? Like, do you guys list all your stuff? And
I mean, we list
no,
a
they
lot
just
of.
came up with that.
We overshare everything about. So
Yeah.
Overshare.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you guys so much.
That is the coolest thing. I love
Cry.
the colors too. My gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where'd you
well-
get those? Cause I want one.
I designed them and had them made at Etsy.
What?
Do you guys
designed
want those? I
Oh
want
my
one.
God. I want one too.
I should have had them made for you.
We'll be talking after the show. We got to get photos of those things and get them up places. Wow, that's super cool.
That's so
God, you
nice.
guys do the shit.
Fuck. Thanks, guys. Those are the
quotables.
nicest. Quotables.
I should get
I
the.
mean,
I
you
should
can't
buy
follow
that
that.
exact shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you just leave, Ahamed?
Yeah,
Nothing you
it's-
say will be better than
Yeah,
this.
there's no point in even trying.
I am
but
a Jewish Muslim Buddhist. My grandfather lives in Maine. He was 70 years old. I'm bad at holding on to quotes. Like I always find good ones and then they just disappear from my life.
Sure.
I
Gotta
don't
keep
know.
them in your phone.
I know.
Yeah.
But there is one I saved, which was what Steve Jobs' last words. Have you guys heard these words?
I don't think so.
Have you guys heard these words?
Have you guys heard these words?
Talk to Steve.
Okay, it's a little long. Okay. And he had $7 billion. He died at 56 from pancreatic cancer. Wow. In other eyes, my life is the essence of success. But aside from work, I have a little joy. And in the end, wealth is just a fact of life to which I am accustomed. At this moment, lying on the bed, sick and remembering all my life, I realize that all my recognition and wealth that I have is meaningless in the face of imminent death. Sorry.
Yeah, bring the room down.
Whoa, bro.
This is what I read at night. I'm just curling up. You can hire someone to drive a car for you, make money for you, but you cannot rent someone to carry the burden of disease for you. One can find material things, but there is one thing that cannot be found when it is lost: life. Treat yourself well and cherish others. As we get older, we are smarter, and we slowly realize that the watch is worth $30 or $300, both of which show the same time. Whether we carry a purse worth $30 or $300, the amount of money in the wallets are the same. Actually, that's not true. But
That's not true at all.
that's the one thing he said that's
As
of course
comics.
wrong.
Steve's bluff.
Yeah.
If you have a $300 purse, there's probably a little more
Yeah.
money.
My $4 in coins have something different to say about that.
Whether we drive a car worth $150,000 or a car worth $30,000, the road and the distance are the same. We reach the same destination. If we drink a bottle worth $300 or wine worth $10, the stroller will be the same. I don't know what that means. Does that make
It
stroller?
sounds like something that fancy people
Oh,
who
the
drink
baby?
wine know.
baby?
They're saying like you'll get fucked up and have a kid.
Oh, I guess. Wow.
And no matter how much the alcohol costs, you're still gonna have a
That's
kid.
a weird
That's the point
Rorschach
of that
test.
part. The stroller
Don't
will be
drink
the
and
same.
fuck people.
Too late.
I love it. Yeah.
If the house we live in is 300 square meters or 3,000 square meters, the loneliness is the same. Your true inner happiness, it gets better.
Wow.
Your true inner happiness does not come from the material things of this world. Whether you're flying first class or economy class, if the plane crashes, you crash with it. So I hope you understand that when you have friends or someone to talk to, this is true happiness. And then he has 5 undeniable facts.
I'm all in right
Edge of
now.
my
Tell us
seat.
everything. Yeah.
Do not educate your children to be rich. Educate them to be happy. So when they grow up, they will know the value of things, not the price.
Fuck yeah.
Eat your food as medicine. Otherwise, you will need to eat your medicine as food.
Damn.
Fuck.
Where has this been this whole? I mean, my God.
That's only 2 of them. Whoever loves you will never leave you. Even if he has 100 reasons to give up, he will always find one reason to hold on. There is a big difference between being human and human being. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Oh, I got chills on that one.
And then he said, and now I'm going to die now. Okay, now it's time for me to die, actually. Goodbye. And that's it.
Oh my God. What if you just like walked off the stage? That was it. That was
That's
I
all you
don't
have.
know. I didn't, like, I read it this morning. I'm like, that'll be fun. Like, why did I think that? There's some good shit in there, though, about
Absolutely.
valuing life
Oh, it's
and
so good.
friendship. And
Yeah. I
yeah.
just want to give everybody a little light depression before we get into everything, you know? It's good. It's
Yeah.
good. No,
But
that was
that-
really good.
I feel like as somebody who we all look at Steve Jobs as somebody that had this extremely comfortable life because he had so much money, it is interesting to hear that somebody that reached that point really didn't care that much in the end about those things and wished he had more of the stuff that us poor folks have. Friends.
But, like, yeah, like, it's weird because we're chasing, like, fame or whatever. Like,
Right.
we want to be successful and rich, kind of.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Like, as
Absolutely.
performers, so it's like we've already made the choice to kind of go for the bigger home with, like, the less of the other stuff. Like, we made that choice already. And
too
that's what
late.
that quote makes me think of. I'm like, fuck, I am getting the bigger house and it's still lonely and
Yeah.
I mean, unless my career doesn't work out, which then I'll have a small house and be like, fuck, I wish I had a bigger one.
I actually
Yeah.
want to stay in a small place, whether it's an apartment or a small home, because it stresses me out to think of having a large home, the maintenance and the expenses. And I'm like one of those creepy minimalists though, so I don't know if you know much about that.
All
I
these
don't.
people know
Yeah.
this. He is the only person here who doesn't know this.
So I'm like, I would live in, a box in a cornfield. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like if push came to shove, I could make myself happy just like in the wilderness in a little hut or something. But
Crazy person.
maybe not that far. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very much like, I don't like collecting things. I want to be wealthy, absolutely. But for me, it's really going to be spending on experiences, and there's a lot of causes I want to donate to and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like I'm on a decent path to maybe not end up with the mindset of Steve towards the end. Hopefully.
Well, also that quote about make your food your medicine, and if you don't, your medicine will become your food. Fuck.
shit.
Mic
Yeah.
drop on that. Like
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, well, you just became a vegan, right? You know what I'm talking
5
about?
days in, guys, I fucking got to her.
I shouldn't
I
have
mean,
Slowly broke her down. That's what you guys have to do for the people you love. Just force,
Okay.
It's been a-
forceful encouragement.
it's been a light hazing for 2 years to get to this point where it's just every day a little bit, just a little bit more and more. I don't know. Did you guys listen to the Game Changers episode yet? Okay, so.
I would watch the movie first.
Oh, good
Oh
call.
yeah.
Then listen.
Good
Yeah,
call. I
you guys-
recommend doing it that way.
How many of you have seen the Game Changers documentary on Netflix?
Halfway
halfway
Okay,
through.
halfway.
We got a hand raised in the back. You guys are so cute. You're like. It is definitely
doing
a
your
1 p.m.
homework.
This is a 1 p.m. show. Usually people are like, woo, like fucking shouting like crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that Game Changers was so impactful or that it was like the 5th plant-based vegan documentary I've watched and it finally just kind of tipped the scale. But I've been holding on to meat. Wasn't I like the resident meat eater always where I was like, it's okay, man. Like, I'm here, guys. Delaney can keep eating her fucking weird cheese and I'll be here eating burgers. But yeah, it's been 5 days and it does feel pretty good.
The cheese it's still not that good. The vegan cheese. There's
There's some good brands though.
Follow Your Heart.
Follow Your Heart.
We talked about
Field Roast.
Oh yeah.
Kite Hill.
Via Life.
Via Life.
There
Kite
you
Hill's
go.
got good.
There was a while they all tasted like crayon and it
Oh,
was like,
very
I
bad.
can't.
There's some ones
They
that
do
you-
still some do. That's such a good way to describe it. I'm like, what is this? It doesn't feel edible. Some of the cheese. You're like, I
it's very
feel like I'm
bad.
not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like this is
Mildew.
like a leather seat from like an old Volvo.
Yeah.
It's
just
like somebody
wasn't-
melted a placemat. I'm like, this is not for my mouth.
Super gross. Yeah.
But they have it figured out now. Like there's
It's gotten a
some-
lot better.
There's some really good, especially in LA. I feel like when you move to LA, you're like, I'm never gonna be an LA person. I'm
Yep.
cool. I'm from somewhere else. Blah blah blah. And now I'm like, fuck. I'm a vegan. I'm doing TM. I'm like every
This
single
is how
thing.
LA he is that he says TM. Does anybody even know what that stands for? See,
Whoa.
that's how LA
That's
you
how-
are.
Wow, that was LA even for me, and I was raised there. So, do you want to get
Crazy.
into that a little bit?
Transcendental meditation is there you go.
So funny.
It's famous because it's like all the Beatles did it and like Jerry Seinfeld.
Who did?
There's a cult.
There's a cult.
Oh, that Netflix documentary that came out? Was that what we were
No,
talking
Wild
about?
Wild Country.
No, I know, but there's a cult around it.
Really?
It's also transcendental meditation, but there's a cult that also did it. There's a commune in like Missouri or something.
Oh. See, that
Whoa.
sounds like a nice vacation for me. You know what I mean? Like, I would go to this cult and do some nice meditation, eat some, beans, and call it a day.
You would want.
Vegan. I think they were vegan.
Oh, look at that.
Sounds perfect.
Of course.
That sounds like a nice retreat. Yeah.
You are
I like
exactly the type of person that would join a cult.
that. I want to make my own cult and build
boy.
a commune one day. You know? That's like a dream.
Yeah,
Right?
there's so many good docs. Did you see Holy Hell?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not.
What's that? What's holy hell?
Holy Hell. There was a cult it started in L.A. But this guru was famous for only wearing a Speedo. He was like the Speedo guru.
What?
Not Bikram.
I
Not
saw-
No,
I
no,
that one.
that's
Okay.
that's
also a
different.
fucking crazy documentary.
Whoa.
That shit's crazy too. But yeah, like this guy he was a failed actor actually. Like he wanted to be famous
Sure.
and couldn't make it because he sucked. He was bad. And then he
It's a lot of people's stories in LA.
I'm gonna be Speedo guy instead.
exactly no, he
Wow.
was like he figured out how to manipulate people. Like he learned some sort of thing and started just bringing these. He became a guru and he had his
Of
cult-
what?
he was just like helping these people. Like they were all really hot and he was like hot and it was all about, but it was like abstinent. Like nobody can have sex with each other and of course everyone was and like
Yeah.
They're-
Quickest
they're-
way to get people to fuck is tell
Yeah.
them you can't fuck.
for sure.
Yeah.
And they're all like wearing underwear. Like they're all just like naked and hot. And he's like, don't fuck. And they're like, this is cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
But then he had them like shoot movies and he had plays that they would produce like as a cult and he was the star of them. So he basically found this roundabout way to become a celebrity.
Oh my god.
Was to be like,
Hey.
I'm just going to be a
He
cult
booked
leader.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a comedian who books themselves on their show.
On their own
Yeah.
show. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh wow. So what's your TM experience? Like how does this fit into your life?
Well, I grew up, my parents had a guru, which is why they converted. So when I watch all these docs, I'm always like freaked. I'm always like, fuck, did our guru do something awful that we're going to find out about?
What does that even mean? Like, what did this guru do?
So he's from Sri Lanka and he came to the United States and he's a Sufi, which is like a mystical branch of Islam. And this was like in the 70s when people were really doing crazy shit all the time and trying to get away from like their parents and whatever that idealism was. And my parents, you know, both ended up becoming disciples of this guru from Sri Lanka. And it was just a large group of a lot of Jews who actually found this guru who became Muslim, and it was just like a lot of hippie types who weren't into the drugs as much, or learned that wasn't what they wanted to do, and kind of found this other more spiritual answer to their search for, you know, whatever it was.
Okay, they wanted to like alter their consciousness a little bit, but didn't want to use drugs.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. Or like, you know, find truth, find like a meaning to their lives, and yeah. So when I watch Wild Wild Country, I'm like, oh shit, this looks like where I came from. Like a bunch of white people venerating like a brown man who's like, they're like, oh my God, you're everything, like worshiping him kind of.
Yeah.
But the guru that my parents had, like there was never anything shady that happened. There was no money being made. It was all just kind of like he was trying to help them.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think I'm lucky.
And how long have you been doing transcendental meditation now?
2 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The build-up with the backstory and the family. I thought it was like from birth. I thought that was gonna be from birth. I'm an expert.
Yeah.
You could take a class.
No,
from me.
he didn't teach
couple
TM.
weeks.
TM. No, he.
Yeah, you're throwing the abbrev out there like you invented it, and then you're like, 14 days.
Yeah. I got a Groupon, took a class. No, yeah. Oh wow.
No, TM is like way different than how I was raised. Like, TM would probably be, the guru would probably think it's like devil worship or something like bad.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do? What do you do when you're TM?
I can't tell you.
You know? Really? Is it a secret?
Yeah.
What?
Well, you pay money.
I want to try it.
It's not cheap. It's fucked up. It costs a lot of money to learn TM. You get a mantra that's like you can't ever share it with anyone.
What?
And then the guy has sex with you a lot. And that's kind of the coolest part.
The mantra is, I won't tell anybody that Gary fucked me.
Yeah.
And you just say that over and over.
What? Oh my God.
It's the appeal of it is like it's not religious. Like it's just there's like just a lot of doctors who are like there's research proving that this makes you happier, healthier, live longer, like just more calm and relaxed and all this stuff.
So what's the difference between what you're doing and like I use the Headspace app and meditate in the morning?
Gary is the difference.
Gary. The X factor that is
Gary's
Gary's dick.
There's big dick.
Gary's big
You
dick
gotta pay for that
meditation
kind of
shack.
Wait, I have to. Okay, so you do things in like a room by yourself with this mantra, or like you can't say
Masturbate.
anything
Yeah, set the
you
scene.
can't say anything that you do. Not even a nugget.
No, it's a very simple meditation practice. Actually, it's like the simplest version I've ever learned.
Okay.
It's basically just repeating this mantra that they give you in your head. And like with other versions of meditation, you're supposed to really like try to clear your mind and not think about other shit and like focus on whatever ideal you're trying to like realize or whatever. But with this, it's just the mantra kind of does all the work for you. As long as you're repeating the mantra over and over, thoughts can come, and then the mantra will kind of like, as long as you're continuing the mantra, like the thoughts will leave. And then you'll be just doing the mantra, but then thoughts will come back. But that's just like the cycle of it, that like these thoughts are gonna come and go, and you're not trying to stop them from coming. You're just kind of, the mantra just continually pushes them away, and that's like the cycle of it.
Wow.
It's hard to explain.
How long do you do it for? Are you one of those people that does it for like several hours at a time, or a couple?
No, you're not
minutes?
supposed to. You're supposed to 20 minutes when you wake up, and then 20 in the afternoon.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you feel after 2 weeks? You feel a change?
Fully enlightened.
Yeah.
Second coming of Christ. Serious.
Yeah. If anyone had any questions about life.
Oh my God.
14 days will do it. Wow. I'm
So-
fascinated.
These
And-
mantras, I know you can't share your specific mantra, but is it supposed to be something that's just like evergreen, like you can keep saying for years, or do you ever change your mantra?
It never changes. And I don't know how they choose the mantra for you. I think it probably has something to do with like your age and like, I don't know. Maybe
They choose it for you. You don't make it yourself.
No.
What if you don't like it?
Yeah, what if it was like the name of your ex?
Yeah, you're like, guys, I can't, truly.
Cheryl. Fuck. Really?
Boning a 64-year-old, Cheryl.
Wait, do you pay a lot of money and you're paying for your mantra and then they're like, bye, have a good day? Or is there like you go to a place and practice this? Because, I mean, I could write mantras if that's the case. If anybody wants one after the
Bitch,
show,
nobody needs
write
your
me a
mantras.
check.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Oh my God.
honestly, you could. You could just start some bullshit thing and people would believe you.
It would have a dick pun in every like they're not it's gonna be a mess.
It's 4 days you learn it's an hour and a half a day of like learning how to meditate, basically. For
Hour and a
4
half a
days.
day for 4 days.
At a
For
class.
4 days.
How much money?
It's on a sliding scale. Like if you're not, I don't know, the lowest thing you can get assistance. Like if you're actually like really poor, but then it's like 500 and it goes up from there.
500.
Like if you're rich, it's like $2,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I mean, I gotta start a new business.
Yeah, you switch this up.
$2,000 for a
I don't think I
mantra.
would. Would you guys pay that money for that? I don't think I would do it. That's too much money.
So I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot. This is a pyramid scheme.
But you're saying you feel good? Like you feel good doing it?
It's cool. I have found that like the meditation has been like much deeper than other versions of meditation. Like
okay.
you really kind of truly like you're supposed to, after the 20 minutes is done, like you don't stop. You don't just open your eyes and go about your day. Like you have to come out of it. Like keep your
Yeah.
eyes closed and just start having normal thoughts again and just kind of come back to consciousness for like a few minutes. And then, because you can go like, you kind of like forget about your body and you just kind of like are in this weird, dark, like deep place and you're,
Yeah.
you know, I think it's like a lot of stress is like being relieved when you're in that
I mean,
space. It's cool.
$2,000 for enlightenment, not so bad. When you think if it's a lifetime of enlightenment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
bad. It's like a
I still say no.
The reason I really want to do it because a lot of artists do it. Like
I know.
it's like David Lynch and Jerry Seinfeld. Like a lot of comedians do it.
Oh.
But they also are like billionaires.
Yeah, but how do you think they became so successful?
Oh yeah. What was it? The chicken or the egg? What came first? Did they do TM and then boom, or did they get into it once they were?
I think Jerry was
wealthy?
doing it when he was on set, like while they were shooting. I think he'd been doing it.
On Seinfeld?
Mhm.
Damn.
Wow. If
But
this has
even
been
at
the
that
secret-
point, he's making Seinfeld money. I'm just saying, like, that's
I
not, it's not a thing that just anybody off the street can hop in and, even on the sliding scale end, like 500.
I know. Well,
What if you don't
someone-
even like it?
Huh?
They should give you like a trial run. What if you pay 500 and you're like, well, this fucking sucks. I'm not into this. And that's a lot of money.
What, like a fake mantra? They're like, just try this out and see how you feel.
Can you give an example of a mantra? Not, it doesn't have to be yours, but just like, I'm just curious what a general.
There's supposed to be like resonant sounds that, like, kind of like how singing bowls, if you ever done that kind of thing, like those sounds are supposed to calm you down. Like the sound of the mantra, like
Sound bag?
shoo-wee or like some shit like that.
Oh, it's not words?
No.
What?
It's just a sound.
See, this is
You've
why.
been sitting on that? It's not words?
Yeah, this
Oh,
is why I
wow.
have to ask you these questions because, like, we know nothing. Unless, do some of you know about transcendental meditation? Okay, yeah, we know nothing.
So just like syllables, that
Yeah.
they've made up for you.
Yeah. But there's supposed to be like holy, like resonant sounds that correlate to who you are and will help you.
But how do they know who you are?
The $2,000. That's how they know.
Yeah, they know you're doing okay.
We've been watching you for 32 years.
No, there's like a little questionnaire when you get in, and it's like, why do you want to do this, and how old are you, and what do you do for a living, and what are you trying to get out of it, and then
Sounds like Scientology a little bit, huh? The little personality test in the beginning.
yeah, I've done that too.
Have you?
Well, when I moved to LA, I like went to the Scientology Center just to be like, hey, what the fuck is going on? It's crazy when you first move to LA and you're like,
Yeah.
how is this is it that big? Like, how are people not just constantly just screaming at it?
Yeah.
Just like, stop. What is it? It's insane. And you go in there and it's like, you take this test and it's like a Scantron test.
Oh. A little
It's a
PTSD.
Yeah, from college. you mean?
Yeah.
And all the questions are designed to make you really uncomfortable. So like the questions will be like, if your best friend slept with your wife, like how would you feel?
What?
And there's 4 options, and it's like
Stab him in the
angry,
face.
yeah, or like jealous, or like I'd be okay with it, or like like no answer is like I felt good about that one.
Yeah.
And you answer like 100 of these, and then they scan your test, and they're like, hey, turns out you're fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're
Wait,
like, I guess
yeah.
I am. If you're dumb enough to like take that test and to really think that they know what the fuck they're talking about,
Oh
then
my God.
you'd fall for it.
Okay. That's
a lot
that's
to
crazy.
unpack. Yeah.
So there's that, and then the test that you take for TM is not as like.
There's no test. It's just a questionnaire. It's like,
Okay.
why are you doing this? Like, what are you about, kind of thing.
Do other people have the same mantra as you? Like, do they have like kind of generic ones that they give to, or is
Probably.
it like customized?
I think
special
I don't
for everybody?
know. I don't know. He literally like they don't want to tell you.
What if everyone has the same mantra and you don't know because you're not supposed to share their name?
Boom.
If you guys didn't hear on the
Everybody-
podcast, she just asked, "What if everybody has the same mantra and nobody knows because you're not allowed to share it?" It's a brilliant point.
One guy and one mantra with a booming business.
I mean, I guess it's possible. I feel like people would have found out by now.
Well, what happens if you
think?
do tell somebody your mantra, or they find out, or like,
So like
does it
7
take
years bad luck. Like,
Right.
are you cursed?
Does it take power away from it? Like, what's the reasoning behind that?
I think the reasoning is that it's something that you never write it or say it out loud. It's like inside of you.
Oh,
Only.
you're not saying it out loud. You're just thinking
No.
it.
What? There's so
This
much.
is-
We just keep peeling away.
So that
Okay.
it's like a secret almost. So that it's like a thing that when you're saying it, it's always been inside of you. You've never said it or written it. So it just kind of it helps you kind of be internal more.
But somebody has to say it to you initially, so you know how to like pronounce the.
Yeah, he teaches you how to pronounce it while he's fucking you. This is actually true. The craziest thing, the first. No, that part's not true. There's an intro class, right? It's like a free thing, and I went to it right after New Year's, so it's packed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these
Of
people are
course.
like, I'm ready.
New
Let's
Year's
do this."
resolutions, yeah.
And midway through, he's teaching us about TM, and a homeless guy walks in off the street with like worst possible. Like, we're all so privileged that we're gonna pay money to learn this bullshit thing. Obviously, it doesn't work. I'm just saying. But I'll believe it until I die. But anyway, a homeless guy just walks in and he's like, he goes, "Hey, you guys meditating?" And everyone just ignores him. We're all like, "Oh my God, we're the worst people in the world." And then he goes, I have a question. How do I meditate outside? And then he just eventually left. But I was like, that's the...
They didn't help him?
No.
Give him a mantra and send him on his way? Isn't that the point, to become more aware, more spiritually aware, so you help people? What
They
the
do.
fuck? I'm mad. It's bullshit. I would want my money back that second. I'd be like, you come and sit in here, sir. We're all leaving. Right?
That's a good point.
What the fuck's that?
Well, they do teach it for free to like underprivileged youth, and I think to homeless people. It was just this guy just kind of wandered in and
Yeah.
interrupted the
Right.
interrupted
good
our,
questions.
our privilege.
How do you meditate outside?
Interrupted your privilege. Oh my God. What a great
I mean, that's the
sentence.
worst feeling in the world is like doing something privileged and a homeless person says, "Yeah, but how do I do it outside?"
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a movie theater and he's like, "It's a good movie, but how do I watch it outside?" Like,
Yeah. Who's got.
it's
Have you ever
Noah
projector?
Baumbach's best film for sure, but outside I can't. I know, it's so
That story
sad.
breaks my heart.
I know.
Yeah. What did the instructor do?
Nothing.
What?
I don't really remember if he didn't
is
kick
so
him
weird
out,
to me.
but he just
let
I
him.
think he just left. Yeah.
Just everybody's quiet.
Well, we were saying yesterday that it's almost like the worst time for that to happen because that entire practice is about like rejecting external like distractions, and then a physical human being comes in and is like, "Hey, what are you guys doing in here?" And everybody's just like, "Yeah, this is just me being tested right now. This is just." This is part of it. This guy's just part of it. He works for the company. I just have to block this out. And then you feel like an extra piece of shit because now you're just like actively ignoring a homeless person.
Oh.
What if a homeless person just walked in and just screamed your mantra? Like, how did he know?
Everyone would turn around.
Everyone would turn around.
Yeah.
I think we would
There
know.
you go. Oh, callbacks. We got callbacks.
We got
on this
callbacks.
episode.
Man, you guys are the
Our
best.
audience is doing callbacks. Oh,
I'm kind of
guys,
hungover.
you're
I don't know
right.
if I slept with my watch on last night. Like, I'm not doing that well. It's a lot for me to try to really explain this thing right now. All I've had to eat today was coffee. And
What's wrong with sleeping with your watch on? Do you not normally do that?
have you ever slept with your watch on?
That's when you know you're having a rough day. It's if the watch is on still.
When you're like, I guess I was fucked up last night that I didn't take my watch. I took everything else off except my watch.
Yeah. That
I
sounds
like
like
wearing
like a super privileged thing. Like, I slept with my Rolex on. What a drag. Like, ugh.
You gotta do some TM.
Yeah.
It's a Casio.
Maybe there's like some YouTube videos out there for like intro to TM that we can all like Google and look at.
I bet if you
And-
Googled TM, there would just be like an article that's like, here it is. Here's what your mantra would be. Like, here's all the information. Like, don't
Yeah.
pay for it. Blah blah blah. I think what you're paying for is a placebo effect,
I'm sure.
as with a lot of spiritual things.
We had
Crystals.
crystals. We don't
Like-
I
What do you
don't
wanna say
have-
about
You guys fuck with
crystals?
crystals?
I don't fuck
I
with
got one in
crystals.
my kitchen.
I fuck with feng shui. That's about as like witchy as I get though. But it is pretty witchy.
Yeah.
But that's just like making your couch in a nice place.
yeah, it's nice. Putting a pillow.
Kind of.
What is feng shui? It's like, isn't it? It's like designing your space to like flow.
Yeah, it's the idea that everything has energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have things in your home that are giving off negative energy, it's likely going to impact how you feel, which then impacts your life. And so if you arrange things in a certain way and have, like plants, like living things that are nice to look at and are, make your air better and all that shit, it's way better than like a litter box that hasn't been changed in a week. You know what I mean? Just like, just on a basic level like that. People get really woo-woo about it, where it's like, your directional chi from the corner of your bed is southwest, but you're like, that's too much. I can't get into that. But
Your bed's in the middle of the room. You're like, sorry, it just has to be.
it
here.
just has to be here. Oh yeah, I've definitely done some weird shit like that where my husband's like, "Why is this is just inconvenient? Like somebody's gonna get hurt trying to walk over this plant. Like why is this right here?" But I've told you guys on the podcast that I think like a big tip with your bedroom, if you're single and you're looking for somebody, like you would like a partner in your life, is to make sure that there's room on either side of your bed for somebody to walk up. Like don't have the long side of your bed.
Someone's being called out right now. Yeah.
If your
Pull that
bed
bed off the wall, girl.
Kids right there. We're good.
You know what somebody told me recently, around this like topic, to close your toilet seat. Don't ever have that shit open, or else just apparently shit fills your life, literally and figuratively. I don't know if it's true, but I have been doing it ever since I got that tip. Now it's just stuck in here. I'm like, oh my god, close the shit in my life, close it. And so my toilet seats, they are closed, slam shut.
Mine is always closed because one of our cats is insane and will literally like sleep in the toilet if we.
Oh yeah,
We're
Then
just
you're
like,
good.
oh, bed. And we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
What do you do with your toilet seat? Let's hear about it.
Look at that
let
face.
The shit fill my life. I don't know. I don't really shut the toilet.
You need to.
You're single right now?
Yeah.
Do you like being single? Holler.
Damn,
God
this
damn.
show is dope. We're gonna do some matchmaking
Oh,
on
shit.
this shit. What?
She's actually getting
San
crunk. So she like listened to that guy.
She is
got a
gripping that
beer?
beer like, what's up?
Okay, so you're single right now?
My bed's up against the wall. Yeah.
Oh, that's your problem.
But I have a studio. What am I supposed to do? If it was not against the wall, it would be in the middle of the room. My bed.
That's what you need.
We're talking about, and you mean like the long side, right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the head of the bed, but like the long side's pushed up against the wall.
Yeah.
You can't pull it out like a foot?
Oh, being called out hard right now. Can you pull it out a foot?
Sure, I'll pull it out a foot.
Okay.
Pull it out a foot.
And close the fucking toilet seat and then get back to us in a couple weeks, and see what happens.
But that's what what's gonna change her mind.
Well, just think about this. So, just try to be.
I don't know if I like
Hold
him,
on.
but there was a little space
Hold on.
between the wall and the bed, and
Hold on. Think about this shit. Number one, energetically, if it's pushed up against, you're cutting off energy there. Like, you're not letting somebody even get on that side of your bed. But two, say a chick goes back to your place,
Yeah.
you guys fuck, you go to sleep. She needs to wake up in the middle of the night and pee. Now she has to crawl over you.
why do you
to
think?
get-
Why do you assume I'm putting her against the wall?
I don't know. Maybe she likes it over there. I don't know. But I'm just saying,
I see.
it's not the best. It would be better if you, and then it's more equal, right? You both have a walkway. You should put like a little nightstand on either side. You're supposed to try and make them equal.
Matchy, matchy. Try it out.
You still drunk?
Yeah.
Matchy, matchy, try it out.
Matchy.
Matchy, matchy, toilet closing.
You've got a lot of shit in your life.
If you remember anything from this episode, it's matchy, matchy, toilet closing.
If you want a man.
New shirts, guys. New shirts.
I do understand that concept though. Like if you're buying into if you are spending money on something, like that's a good amount of money, like $500 to $2,000 on that. You want it to work, and you're probably going to put so much effort into making it work.
Yeah.
Because you spent the money.
I think that's why it works actually.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I spent this much money, I have to do it.
Right.
So if meditating, however you do it, 40 minutes a day is gonna help you.
For
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
It won't not help you. I
won't
feel that
not.
way about the Headspace app because it's like $60 a year. And even just that, I'm like, I paid money. I will use this or else I'm going
Yeah.
to feel really bad about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not 500.
I prefer
but-
not to pay the money, but I prefer a guy
But you
every day,
did.
someone to just be like, I'm gonna kick your ass if you don't meditate.
Just intimidation.
That would just be cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll do it. Just don't fight me, please.
Yeah.
I think it kind of makes sense. I mean, when you think about like if you get a pair of shoes for free versus spending, a couple $100 on a nice pair of shoes, think about how differently you treat those things, right? Like
I gotta say-
the nice pair goes up there and you know what I mean?
I got
Unless
my
they're
Cookie
nice.
Monster shoes for free from
Yeah.
doing a web
You
series,
do
and I
treat those
fucking love
nicely.
these
Yeah,
shoes, and
they
I
are
wear them
cute.
every goddamn day.
They are cute. Or maybe like the equivalent of like shopping at Payless versus, for shoes versus shopping at whatever fancy shoe store is because I don't buy fancy shoes.
All you know is
And just
Payless.
how differently you might treat
Yeah, that's true.
those objects, right? Like one, it's like, throw them on the floor, they can be replaced. And one is like, I'm going to wipe this shit down. I'm going to put it in the closet. Maybe that's how it is. It's like, all right, the more money you spend into it, the more time and care and all of that.
Yeah.
Because you really need to. You have
Yeah.
to. I don't know. Could work.
And my mantra, my TM instructor had seen me do stand-up and was a fan.
Oh.
Whoa.
That really made me
Did
trust.
that affect your
made me
mantra?
trust him a lot.
You like them a lot more.
He said he had seen me at Flappers
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, flappers.
Ooh.
in Burbank.
We want to take the last little chunk of the show and open it up to you guys. If you guys want to do some Q&A, if you have questions, anything like that, anybody want to chime in?
Could be about anything. This episode individually. All right.
Hey, so yeah, go ahead and say it, and then we'll repeat it into the microphone for the audio.
I wanted to know where you guys went out last night.
Great question.
Great question.
Where did
We
we go?
were right
She
back
asked
there
where we-
for a while.
Yeah, she asked where we went out last night. Yeah, we drank here for a little bit, and then we went to a bar called Buzzworks, which is like an arcade bar, which is right up my alley. You guys know my weird foosball
Arcade.
shit. Played a little pinball. That was
Yeah.
about it. We didn't. By the time our shows got out here, it was pretty late. So Ahamed and I co-headlined the Punchline Comedy Club here last night. It was so much fun.
So
Great.
fun.
We sold out the first show. It was
Woo!
awesome.
Was anybody here for that show? All right. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
That's
Thank you so
awesome.
much. Thank you for coming.
So cool.
Fuck yeah.
She didn't shower. Look at that.
Oh my
Hey,
God. Like a
Atta
true
girl.
Still
helpster.
got
Rolling
the
in.
Slept with her watch on, probably.
Yeah.
Nice.
Any other questions?
Could be about our personal lives. It could be about
Hold on. Okay, in the back. Hi.
So I just started listening to the podcast super recently, and I'm stuck in 2017. I'm doing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Super in it. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm just curious because I also like reading self-help books and stuff. So after doing it for a few years, what are maybe some of your favorites overall that you would recommend?
Great
Asked what our favorite self-help books are.
Overall, what we'd recommend. Oh,
Oh,
my
at
God.
this point.
Dude, I'll tell you the two books that really stuck out for me that have really changed my life. You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. Highly recommend. That mindset around money is so huge, and you don't even know how it's affecting you until you really, get called out for it. And then The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin.
Yeah.
Once I was able to figure out why the fuck I do certain things, I was able to trick myself into taking better care of myself. So those two books, I would say, oh my God, and the fucking Marie Kondo. Magical fucking art of tidying that shit up. You gotta read that book. Those are my top three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you haven't read that book yet, the audio is on YouTube for free, and it's the best. It's such you get high on it. It's just 4 hours, and she talks to you as you're getting rid of your Furby and all this shit. It just feels so good. You should do it that way.
Furby, though, if it's sentimental.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think the audio for You Are a Badass at Making Money too is also free on YouTube, perhaps.
okay.
And then there's a quiz for the Four Tendencies. So before you read the book, if you just go and take the quiz, you'll learn a little bit about your tendency, and then you can get the book and read the whole shebang.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kelsey.
My top one probably always will be The Artist's Way. I'm sure most of you guys know. I just feel like it's so good for anybody, even if you're not trying to actively pursue a creative career. I think we are all creative in some way, and I think even if you're trying to get back into a hobby you love and you're just having trouble getting past that censor, it's just the best. I love that book. And then also Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. So we did an episode on that, and then we did an episode recently on cheating because she has a book called The State of Affairs. So, you guys know my marriage is open, and I just think when I read Mating in Captivity, it was the first time I felt seen. The way that I have always kind of felt in long-term relationships, it just made sense to me, and I just love her. So probably those two books, I think.
Cool.
How about you?
You.
Green Eggs and Ham. It's just about trying stuff out,
Nothing wrong with that.
Though, huh? But you're vegan, so they're vegan eggs and ham, huh?
If they're green, it's cool.
Yeah.
Plant-based.
I'm trying to think. The last ones I read, The Power of Now, I really love.
Oh, that is a good one. We
Hell
got
yeah,
some
some
applause
claps.
breaks for that one. That is a great
Some claps
one.
and snaps.
That's a great book.
Eckhart
and
Tolle? Is that
Eckhart
right?
Tolle.
Yeah.
Tolle?
Toll.
Toll?
Toll.
Tolle?
I think it's Tolle.
Toll. One
We're all
of
gonna
those.
look
One of those 12 options is his
This
name.
is why we're called self-helpless, because we don't know
We don't
sometimes.
know. The Four Agreements. Have you guys read that?
Oh,
Yes.
That's really good, too.
We had Jim Florentine on for that one. He was so
Whoa.
funny.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I don't know. Those are my two that are coming to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What about
Great.
you guys? You guys have any recommendations for some books that we haven't covered on the show yet, or for just the audience that have been your favorite?
Also me again, but
Yeah.
so I just finished a book called Moody Bitches.
Moody Bitches is the name of the
love
book.
it.
Really good. So it's written by a psychiatrist. I think her name's Julie Holland. And it's basically just about women and our hormones and how we're just get put on antidepressants because anytime we're emotional, it's seen as bad. But our emotions and all of our hormones are really adaptive and evolutionary, and we have to embrace them. And
Oh,
I
man.
think you guys would really like it.
Ooh.
I would
Sounds
love
like a great one to
that.
review on the show. Moody
Yeah,
Bitches.
Moody Bitches. I know. So I stopped taking birth control, hormonal birth control pill, a little over a year ago, and it's
Yeah.
crazy how different I feel.
There's a lot about that, a lot about birth control. And, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I
so
have
much more
too.
calm
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
chill. You feel
That
better
will-
off the
will-
pill?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
I thought you might. I thought we might connect on that
Yeah,
today.
good.
I just felt irritated all the time.
You get it,
No, but I had been on antidepressants. Part of doing TM, I got off antidepressants, and I was like, I need to
Wow.
start something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Good for you. That's
yeah.
awesome. And it feels
helped
like it's
me-
helping you.
Antidepressants helped me for a little while, but then you just kind of after a lot of time goes by, you're like, wait, what did I feel like before? And like,
Yep.
is this numbing my experiences? Am I actually like experiencing life the way I should be? So I
Yeah.
just wanted to stop and be like, how do I feel without it?
And what was
So
the-
far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like literally, it's only been a couple weeks, but I.
That's right.
If that's who we everything's
That's true, yeah.
No, that's exactly when
Yeah.
I started TM. I'm like, I need something else now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I felt that way with the pill too, because I got on that when I was 17. I feel like it's a pretty common experience. Like a lot of us get on it so young, and then you're on it for over a decade, and you're like, I don't even remember who the fuck I was. I was a child.
No.
Like I don't even know who I'm supposed to be anymore, how I'm supposed to feel. But I know that getting off it, I felt way less irritable and way less emotional.
Yeah.
Just like across the board.
I
Just
got
way
off
more
of
chill.
it as well. And the episode with Dr. Jolene Brighton, post-birth control syndrome. I learned so much from her, and she like helped us even afterward and everything. So I've been off it too.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that they give this to you as a teenager, and they don't even tell you about. I mean, they don't tell you anything. They don't tell you what the effects of it can have. I'd had no idea that it could affect like your thyroid and everything like that. And that's something I had been putting in my body
Yep.
for over a decade. And then I went off of that, and then I went plant-based, and my thyroid levels went back to normal. It was
So crazy.
absolutely insane. And I'm not saying that would work for everybody, but I think it's definitely worth looking into if
Yeah.
you have kind of struggled with those things. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
mean, 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, you did.
My life's changed. I never had like ADD medicine though. I never did all that. My parents were very like homeopathic
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
They wanted. This is the most confusing laugh I've ever heard.
I know if that was a good or bad laugh.
It's like, What?
Yay or nay?
Are you anti or pro or what? Yeah. You're the one who
Oh,
laughed
the
like
only
that.
person who
so
laughed.
cute.
You
Yeah.
believe in it.
You know? Yeah. Homeopathic.
I want that on a shirt. Ha 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 ha. ha.
This goes across the back. Who else had a question? Yeah.
What are you guys most excited about covering this upcoming year on the show?
Ooh.
Good question.
What are we most excited about covering this year? Damn.
Do you know?
Do you know?
I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
so
we have some great episodes coming up.
it's so crazy. We've been doing the show for like 2.5 years now. It's bonkers that I feel like we've covered a lot, and that there's
Yeah.
still so much to cover.
I think I want to dig more into trauma and just get a trauma specialist on the show because I just think, we've all experienced trauma, and that trauma affects how we, live our lives now. And I think kind of figuring out what are the signs and symptoms and all that you might not even realize, and kind of finding those moments where it may have happened.
Yeah.
I think I'm really excited to kind of dig into that this year.
I like that.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't ready for this question. Maybe, we've touched a little bit on like trust, but I know for me, I'm still trying to work on trusting myself, like maybe your gut. But I feel like we've covered that a bit. Maybe we'll get into that more, but I'm still interested in that.
I also want to have a specialist on to speak to the spouses or partners or family members of addicts. I want that, and I want trauma, and just knowing if you are in a situation that you might not be aware is really toxic, speaking to those people so they can maybe see the signs and, realize that if you've been gaslit, that you're not crazy and all those things. So
Yeah.
I'd say those are my two big ones right
Those
now.
are cool.
What about you? What are you excited for this year?
What do you, yeah.
for us to cover?
I went to sex and love addiction I went to like 3 classes after I was just going through a bad breakup.
Yeah. How
And
long
I-
ago was this?
2
weeks ago.
The comments at this show from the
Wow.
audience is the greatest
Guys,
thing.
are we in?
Are you guys comedians?
Yeah, are
Because
we an
you should
improv
be.
troupe? Did we all just become an improv troupe? I think we did. The callbacks tonight are fucking crazy.
On fire. Oh, wow.
I realized like everyone it's called SLA, like everyone this was like a couple years ago.
Okay.
And everyone in there was like I could tell had much worse problem with it than I did. Not that I shouldn't be in there. Like, I think I was just kind of serial monogamist for a long time and just like jumping from one source of attention to another, kind of like let it dry out and then go to another.
Yeah.
Like, it was just unhealthy.
Is there any other way? I feel like that's like, you know what?
You mean dating?
You mean
Yeah, just
everything
dating.
I've done yet?
But yeah, they do this thing called sober dating, which is not sober like alcohol. It's like you date someone and then you like only talk to them once a week for a certain amount of time. So you don't just start getting in the habit of like there's the person that I'm talking to all day who's like satisfying that need.
Wow, that's fascinating.
There's a lot of research about that.
I want to do an episode with you on that.
We need to
Okay.
talk
Come
about
back
it.
on and talk
Yeah.
about that?
Oh, I'd love to.
Addiction and trauma, I think, would be great to dig into this year.
Because I
Just
really,
all ends.
yeah, I struggle with that like impulsivity of like, oh, we connect, so now we're gonna talk every day all the time, and like
And
just
you don't
that
know the person at
enmeshment.
all, and you're like,
Right.
yeah, it's just unhealthy. I think probably.
Wow, fascinating. Yeah,
Wow, that's a hot
Who's
tip.
triggered?
Hot
triggered.
tip right
You
now.
triggered? I'm triggered too. Don't worry, I'm triggered.
Oh
That's
my
really
goodness.
interesting. That it's like almost like a guided dating.
Yeah.
Like people are forcing you to keep pumping the brakes. As opposed to just like, all right, slam head first into each other, see what happens.
Exactly, and like I think if you're like a love addict and you're dating someone who isn't one or hasn't come to the realization that they are one, like it must be hard to be like, so I have to date in this very specific way, and like here are the rules, and that must be challenging to be like, look, it's not that I don't want to get to know you, I can't talk to you every day. Like
I want to get to know you so much that
Yeah.
I need to be monitored.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like the opposite of like I'm just not really that into you. It's like no, I'm so into you. I'm like gonna go crazy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you like sleep with them and stuff like that as well.
I
Is that
think
part of
so.
it?
Yeah, until marriage probably. I'm kidding.
It's like an advent calendar for like things you can do.
Today you can do a blowjob.
That's so fun.
It's my next business. Look out for it.
So business minded.
Oh wow! Any other questions, you guys, about any? Yeah.
I was just gonna say the book Attached.
Oh, the book Attached.
The book
Oh,
Oh. Did Jessica
Yes.
Michelle Singleton talk about that?
Attached. Yeah. There's different styles of attachment. Did they talk about that in the meeting?
Probably.
I talked about that.
He dropped out after
I was
2
pretty
weeks.
hungover.
Too busy texting a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've talked about attachment stuff in therapy, and I can't remember a bunch of it. I should probably revisit that. But that's a great idea. Attached. Oh.
Oh,
5 love languages.
duh.
Yeah.
The 5 love languages. They're fantastic.
One of our favorite books for sure.
Was
we
that?
did
What are they?
So
French.
Portuguese. French is number 1 for sure.
Oh. Gift giving.
Physical touch. Acts of service.
Service.
Words of
and
affirmation.
quality time.
Quality time.
What was that?
I love
was that
you
book
guys. You
by
guys are
Gary
awesome.
Chapman. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Gary Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
So-
We have an episode on the 5 love languages, and I think we talked about the attachment stuff with the Jessica Michelle Singleton episode.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we ended up titling it though.
I can't remember either.
But if you do some googling on the interwebs, you can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great book. What do you know what your love languages are?
No,
You ever?
I haven't thought about it.
Add that
Oh,
to your
you gotta
to-do
know.
list. You have a lot to do after this podcast. Toilets and the bed and the love languages.
We're
I
gonna
mean, they
help
all
you out.
sound good.
It's a feel-good show. We want to help people. We want to feel better.
what are your love languages again, Kels?
I think it was words of affirmation and quality time. I think it's never when it's 2 comics married. It's never gift giving. It's like that's not happening.
afford it.
Can't afford that.
Acts of service for me and quality time, I think, are mine. Like, man, when Cam takes the trash out, fuck yeah, dude. I feel so loved. I feel so loved and seen, you know? But it's like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, saying, oh, you look beautiful today is nice, but I'd rather the trash be taken out. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather that,
Amen. Save it.
It's like, a little bit more effort to take the trash out than to tell me I look good.
That's you're
I
not
know what you're
wrong.
up to.
What about like you look good taking that trash out? I was watching you take the trash out, and I was like, damn. I want to drive her to the airport now.
Oh my god. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a couple things. One of them's quotable.
Hell yeah, we got a quotable.
So it's Baz Luhrmann, and it's from the movie About Time. Has
Should we do
anyone
this
seen
really
About
quick?
Time?
Yeah.
Does it stretch far enough for you to just...
Okay.
Why don't you just put your quotable into this microphone?
Okay, so it's worrying about the future is like trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum.
What?
Boom!
It's
Mic drop. Wow.
Pointless.
It's just like it's not going to help. You can't do it. You can't solve.
I love that.
Equation by chewing.
That quote was like an algebra equation. I was
Oh
like,
my
what? I feel like I became that GIF where it's like she just has like equations circling her head. I was like, what? Oh, too hungover to.
GIF or GIF? I never know.
GIF.
GIF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, Grandma. Of course, it's not what you think it is.
What was it? Problem solving by...
So worrying about the future is like trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. It's from a 7-minute commencement speech.
Okay.
The whole thing is amazing. You can find it on YouTube.
Everybody's free to wear sunscreen.
Yes, everyone's free.
Everyone's free to wear
It was on one of those,
sunscreen.
Now 2 albums or something.
It's
Yeah, I think
fantastic.
2001.
It's amazing.
I'm looking that shit up.
It was on a Now too? With like
Now that's what I call
Eiffel
music?
65 and
Hanson? Is this the music
Hanson?
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like spoken word.
Yeah.
But it's like you should wear sunscreen because protect your skin and like you'll thank yourself later.
And also algebra and sunscreen. Okay.
And like all these other things.
between that and Now too, I'm like, I don't know where I am anymore. I feel so disoriented.
You know that worrying quote? It kind of reminds me of the one where it's like worrying is like carrying an umbrella. What is
When the sun is shining.
something like that? Carrying an umbrella, even though it's not raining or some shit.
Wait, that's
Waiting
what
for it to
worrying
rain.
is?
I'm fucking this up so bad. It's a great quote. Look it up. It's like,
I just watched that movie and I thought of Taylor.
Oh.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor and I need to talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Taylor, you need to listen to this
Yes.
Now 22 album
Yes.
that we got.
It's a wise
Hot
owl of the
shit for you.
forest.
Anything else, guys?
Well, I was
Cool.
gonna add
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
one thing. So this is my best friend Sarah, and she's the one who told me about you guys.
Oh, thanks,
Now
Sarah.
I listen to every episode.
Aw.
I'm a Patreon member.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you. Aw.
But she told me about the episode with Jolene Brighton, and
Mhm.
so
Post-birth control syndrome.
Yep. So I went off birth control because of that episode. But I'm also on the path now to become a sex educator, and it's completely because of you guys.
Oh my God.
So I'm
Oh.
probably going to cry, but you guys are the reason that I found Jolene Brighton and learned so much about her. And then someone mentioned earlier, like, learning about your hormones and, like, what they do. She does an episode on Boss Babes where she talks about, like, using your hormones and the different times of your cycle in order to promote your business.
Yes, I've heard that episode.
Oh,
it's
it's
fantastic.
amazing.
I would love to cover that.
Wow, okay.
Because we're like on
Yeah,
a
you guys gotta talk about it.
28-day cycle or something. It's like
Yeah.
our cycle. They kind of compared it. Was like our cycle, women and men. We have the same cycle, just like different span of time, basically. Where it's like a dude's cycle is like, for the day, and ours is like for the month or something.
Oh.
And so it's very interesting.
You're on a
stuff.
roller coaster of emotions every day, aren't you?
I have no idea.
Ovulating by noon, period by 10 p.m., start the whole day over.
Wait, what is it? My cycle is every day?
Well, they basically say, there's that stigma that, women are so unpredictable and baby, right? No, we're very predictable. It's just it's kind of over the span of like a month. So, but week by week, it's kind of like, there's another episode, I think, similar where it's like you're in the fall season and the winter season and the spring season and the summer season. That's also, a comparison they do. But certain times of the month are better for kind of setting appointments where you're going to be speaking in front of people or staying inside and just kind of doing your work on your computer. And there's like different things like that.
Same
You
laugh.
use this cycle? Yeah? Are you a fan of this cycle?
I have no cycle.
We have have a cycleless woman in our crowd.
You are a hot grandma / mom, by the way. Can we give it up for her? Holy shit. You look amazing. Our listener. We need
You don't want it to be like
guys-
last call at the bar and it goes up and everybody's like a gremlin. Like, ugh.
Can we please have you on every episode? It's so much. How great is it to have you guys here for,
This is the best.
holy crap.
Oh yeah, and my sister's such a huge fan.
Oh, yeah. Share what you told
Give her a
me
shout
yesterday.
out.
Yeah, I was flying here yesterday from LA, and my sister texted me and was like, "You have to listen to this codependence episode." And I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my, I'm doing a show with Kelsey tonight." Like I just texted her back, like, "You wouldn't believe," and she was like, "Oh, I love this." She was a huge fan.
Oh,
Listens
that's
to
so
it every
awesome.
day.
Oh my God.
That's such a
so
weird coincidence.
sweet.
Like she didn't
Like,
know
she
that.
had no idea. She was just like, "You're codependent. Listen to this." But just so
You're
happens,
broken.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Just so happens, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know them."
What's your sister's name?
Nori.
Nori.
Shout
What's
out
up,
to
Nori?
Yeah, oh my God.
Philly,
Now you're
huh?
on the show. She's going to love that.
She's gonna freak out.
Oh,
I'm not gonna tell her.
she'll just stumble upon it. Shit her
Shit her
pants.
at work. Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, any one last thing, and then we should probably wrap it up.
I was just going to say the other thing I was going to say is the book Codependent No More, and there's a workbook version of it where you work through different steps. Like they tell you something, and then you go and like you write about it for 3 pages, or they give you a question and you like answer it, and it's like literally a workbook, but it's codependency, and it's amazing.
Codependent No More. I've heard that
Okay.
one. That's that one we need to
Check
review.
that out for sure.
Yeah, Melody Beatty.
Look at this
Awesome.
teamwork. Oh my gosh, we're all family here.
Yes.
Anything last words,
Last-
guys?
anything?
that you want to get in?
We love you.
We love you. Oh my
Thank
God,
you,
we love
guys.
you.
We
Oh
love you
my
so
gosh,
much.
this was so
This is
fun.
crazy. Big
Wow.
hand for
Thank
you
Ahamed
so much.
Weinberg.
You were
Ahamed is
amazing,
the
guys.
best. Can you plug where people can find you and anything like that?
Yeah, just my name. It's always the handle because
Nobody else has your name. Yeah.
Ahamed, Ahamed, and then Weinberg is just spelled the normal Jewy way.
Wow, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to Punchline Comedy Club for having us. Thank you
Yes,
to
thank
Sketchfest
you.
in San Francisco for having us. And thank you guys so much. Seriously, like it's the coolest to get to meet all of you in person. It like fills our hearts for months and months and months. It's the
Yeah.
best. So we'll be just over
Come meet
there.
us.
Come meet us,
And
say
hug
hi,
us and
take pictures.
photos
Yes.
and all the things.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you over there. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Self-Helpless. We love you guys so much. There are a few different ways you can support our show. You can leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really helps us move up the charts. You can also tell a friend about the show, post it on social media, and you can join our Patreon. It's where you can get bonus episodes from us and lots of really fun content and ways to interact with the show. That's at patreon.com/selfhelpless. And if you go to selfhelplesspodcast.com, that's where you can get links to all of our individual stuff. Delaney, where can people find you?
You can find me at DelaneyFisher.com. You can find the online courses there, one-on-one creative consulting, watch my comedy special, and find Dicks by Delaney there.
Perfect. Tay, where can people find you?
You can find me on ttomcomedy.com for tour dates and links to everything else social media-wise. I am at Taylor Tomlinson on Twitter and Instagram.
Perfect. You guys can find me at kelseycook.com for all my tour dates. My Instagram is at kelseycookcomedy. Twitter is at kelseycook. Please be sure to watch my foosball web series on YouTube called Wrists of Fury. I've had Delaney and Taylor on together. It was such a fun episode. And you can download and buy my album Savor It on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you find comedy albums. We also want to give a shout out to our amazing producer, Lauren Mahoney, and our amazing editor, Emma Erdbrink. We love you guys, and we will talk to you next time. Bye. Bye.